I've come across another treasure. One of the tiniest tractors I've ever seen. This is a Kubota 7100, B7100, the most compact tractor I've ever seen. Supposedly this ran 2 to 3 years ago when it was parked. Owner says there was nothing wrong with it when it was parked. I'm hoping this thing should just fire right up. We're gonna go ahead and check all the fluids on it just to be sure we're not starting something with no oil in it. It says toolkit. That is a rat's nest for your toolkit. So I'll pop the hood here. Oh yeah. So what you're looking at here is a 3-cylinder diesel Kubota. Very, very small little engine. Here's our radiator. Let's see if there's anything in there. Yep, it's got some fluid in there. So that's one thing it's got going for it so far. Where's the dipstick? There it is. Got some good looking motor oil in it. Awfully black, but at least it's got oil. I don't think you guys can see much of that, but the valve train looks pretty clean. It's not all rusted up like a lot of the stuff we pick up. So never before have I bought a machine with keys. You know, we usually have to hotwire everything. This came with two separate keys and a battery. We're gonna have to take this battery off of here. I'm sure it's probably shot. I think it's so cool that a tractor this small has a loader on it and 4-wheel drive and has a front and rear PTO. That's just so cool. Look, that's how you raise the 3-point hitch. I'm not sure how you lock it. I'm sure there's a way. These little Harbor Freight wrench sets are really handy to have on a truck. Okay, a little dirt dauber's nest there. Honestly, probably help if I had a brush for these. Okay. Well, there goes my wrench. Crank attempt 1. Oh, this seat. It's so dry rotted. Okay, let's see if we got glow plugs. We got glow plugs. Let's turn the fuel up a little bit. See what this thing will do. Okay. It could use a little extra juice. You do have to push the clutch pedal in or it will not crank. She needs some juice. She needs some more turning power. This battery's straight off the shelf. It may not even be at 12 volts. Glow plugs again. One more shot. Nope. It needs turning power. Golly. Just needs to turn a little bit faster. And I think that'll be enough. If not, we'll crack these lines and see if we're getting fuel. I think we are though. This one should have enough juice. This thing can fire up. Wall forklifts, skid steers, backhoes, surely it can fire this whole thing up. Let's just give her a try now. It feels the same. Fellas, we may have had the fuel off this whole time. Come on, baby, go! Go! Woo! Here goes the hydraulic line. Never fails. Every tractor we picked up so far, we get a little squirty right there. All these lines are shot. We'll definitely have to replace those. But I mean, this thing runs pretty good as of now. Oh yeah, we should be able to load it on a trailer like that. I need to figure out how to drive this thing. Gears here, reverse. Oh, there's reverse. Golly, she's quick. Torquey little girl. Let's lift this up a little bit. It's kind of blowing oil all over the place though. Golly. He wants to go. We're gonna go ahead and try to load this thing up. The bucket's not wanting to do anything right now. We probably are low on hydraulic oil. We're gonna try to back it up on there without the bucket, without having to lift it up or anything. Killed her. The throttle, everything about this thing is backwards from what I'm used to. So that's a fun learning experience there. Tires right up. Come on, girl. Whoopsies. I got to train that bucket up. This thing got kill switch.
Yeah, it's right there. It's right there beside it. You lift it up. I think you lift it up. That's right there.
Oh, there's a switch right there?
Yeah, just pick up on that. What it does, it's a kill switch right there.
I got you. All right, I might have to I'm just gonna crank it because that bucket's what's holding it. It lifted up for a minute, but you know where the hydraulic fill-up is on it or not?
Is it on the tail end?
I'm trying to remember, yeah, I was thinking it was back here.
Yeah, there's no telling.
Get strapped to the tractor, you want to hook it here.
Probably crank it from back here.
Yeah, it'll work.
Okay.
If that is longer ramp, then we'd give it more probably.
Yeah.
See what may start it where it's here. There you go. There she is.
Dang, I don't even have to do nothing.
Ain't that ready?
Let's try it out.
I'd almost try it.
Yeah.
Alright.
Starts cool, man. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, so narrow. That's the best place I can put those ramps. It's only a 30-minute drive.
I think say it's right over the car, so.
Yeah, it's fine. This is my first tractor. This is also the tiniest tractor I've ever laid eyes on. Let's see if she'll start up again. Shut her down. She's leaking a ton of oil right now. This is by far one of the coolest things I think I've ever owned. I'm not positive what year this is. I know they made them in the 70s and then they quit making them somewhere around the 80s, the late 80s. From what I understand, these were imported from Japan. Definitely low on hydraulic oil, but that's okay. We're gonna go through this entire thing, change all the fluids. We're gonna change all the hoses on there. We're fixing to clean this thing off, but really quick, I just wanna go through and show you guys how this all works. As of right now, I can't get the 3-point hitch PTO to kick in. We may have to repair something up under here. This lever here is the PTO speeds. We've got 1, 2, and 3. They've got neutrals in between them. This looks like a 6-speed transmission. 6 gears in low, 6 gears in high. You got reverse. This is 4-wheel drive. This is 2-wheel drive. And this is high and a low. Foot throttle here. And brakes, I'm not sure if they work yet. And that foot pedal there is your diff lock. Of course, this is the loader valve here. Now this thing's got years worth of tree sap, dirt, grime on it, so we're gonna go ahead and give her a good wash. Let's take this thing for a spin around the block, shall we? Fire right up. No power steering. So if you hit something while going fast, you better get your hands off the wheel, you'll break something. There's the old backhoe. We're gonna start with an oil change if I can find the drain plug. We're also gonna change the front differential gear oil and the 2 front hub assembly. As you can see there's 2 big old hubs on the front of this axle. We're gonna change the oil in both of these front hub assemblies. Hope there's not something living in here. The old filter is just pretty much black, so that's no good. And this is a Kubota filter, but the last time it was changed was 2004, 20 years ago. This is a 20-year-old filter. 6270, there's your number. She can finally breathe again. Top. Now for our fuel filter, we're gonna shut the fuel off. I assume that's off. Off and on are actually in Japanese. There's just symbols. Looks like you're about shot there. This plastic housing that looks pretty weak. And there goes the fuel. And that nasty filter. Look at all the crap on top of this filter here. very, very dirty filter. That diesel looks about like sweet tea. And I don't know if it's picking it up on camera, but there's tons of little bitty particles floating around in that fuel. Look at all the junk at the bottom of this housing here. Look at that. Just dirt. Looks like leaves and stuff. I'm gonna spray this out, clean it up real good. See that crack there? I'm wondering what happens if I just give it a little. Yep, that just split right open. We're gonna go ahead and do away with this one and get a new one. Just a little bit over full, which is perfect in my book. These have been done before because these are aftermarket bolts. And that looks to me like it might be stripped out also. Yeah, there's threads coming off of my bolt here. So this has been stripped by probably whoever previously changed this oil. So after I took out the fill bolt, I guess vacuum was kind of holding it up there, because as soon as I took it out, it just started pouring out of the drain hole. This was a really bad setup. Okay, I think this one's gonna do the same thing. Here comes the fill plug and there comes the oil. Yeah, that's a much better setup than before. I wonder if this will be the same way. Before we go any further, let's just stop and look at all of that junk that's in that hole there. I'm not sure how well you're picking that up. It's stopped up completely though. If this oil will push it out, nope, it's not. Huh. Blow some air in there. There is no oil in there. Let's just see if some oil will come out the bottom here. Yeah, we've got oil seeping from here now. I'm just hoping that some of this will push some of that junk we saw out of there. Rope. There it is. Well, we got oil all over the pavement, but nobody died. After finding out that differential had no gear oil in it whatsoever, I started looking for leaks on this tractor, and I noticed that back here, pretty bad looking leak there. We don't have one on the other side. That would be an axle seal, I believe, that is leaking there. What the heck's going on there? This wheel is really loose on this axle shaft. I think it just needs tightened though. Pull this pin out and this thing just wiggles right off. Oh gosh. The hub is held on by bolts and nuts, and then there's like a clamp here that clamps on the hub to the axle shaft, but then there's a pin that also runs through it. I'm gonna clean this up a little bit, but it looks really simple. The axle seal is right here, and I'm thinking you just have to beat it up and slide it right off of here. Kind of beat this out of here. Oh yeah, there we go. Not really any oil came out of there, which means it has all leaked out. I'm gonna pull the other side out so this thing's ready to pop back together when my new seals come in. So I just lowered this side back down because I was gonna look for that cotter pin I lost, and water is just pouring out of this transaxle right here. There's a pin. Yep, more water coming out. Heck yeah. Straight up oil and water. Dang. Dang it, boy. More water. Look at all the water coming out of that transaxle. Wow. And then here comes the good stuff. Heck yeah, that's what we like to see there. Let's see what kind of surprises the right side holds for us. Water. Look at that. It's fairly clear too. And here comes the mustard. Gosh, that is terrible. From what I understand, this is the last drain plug for the transaxle. So we're gonna go ahead and crack it. Okay, oh, there she goes. And also water. Just got the new filter in, and here's the new housing compared to the old one. I just didn't want that thing cracking and leaking while I was driving it. I've got all these hydraulic hoses labeled in a way that makes sense to me. This is L1, L2, 3, 4, and then R for right side. These at the valve are probably all the same size, but I just went ahead and labeled them. Finally. Jeez, that's ridiculous how tight that was. That thing was so tight there's metal coming off of the threads. So it was way over tightened. Whoever taught these did not know what they were doing. There we go. There we go. Let's see what we can do about these old headlights. They're all moldy. They've got all kinds of crap growing in them, and I also don't know what bulbs are supposed to go back in them. I'm just gonna test fit this for now. These are Jeep Wrangler fog lights. No way is gonna fit. Oh my gosh. These are like an exact fit. Let's hotwire them real quick. Heck yeah, boy, $30 and you can get yourself a replacement for your Kubota B7100. We've got all our new hoses here, labeled. Let's throw these back on. For some reason, this supply line is really long. It is quite literally resting on the axle, and then sometimes it's rubbing the tire. So far, I'm really happy with the way these new hoses turned out. I think this looks so much better than the large arched hoses we had here before. Oh my gosh. Gonna need rebuilt. We have established the 3-point does not pick up or drop down by itself. My Kubota seals came in for the axles. Here's the part number if anybody needs it. So we're gonna go ahead and change these out, fill up the transaxle with oil. There's a little screen I'm gonna clean out right there at that bolt. Put some new gear oil on the new seal here. Help it slide in without tearing or ripping. Oh, she should be in there now. That right there is ugly. Ugly, ugly, ugly. That right there is un-American. Un-American. Let's get them volatile organic compounds flying, shall we? It's a little bit better. Just for fun, I thought we'd run a scope down there and see if we can see any damage, or you know, just anything that shouldn't be there. So there's some of the gears. I'm not seeing anything that's chewed up yet. Okay, we're running towards the bottom of the crankcase now. That right there to the right, that's that little screen that's in there. From here, it looks normal. I mean, I just figured I'd run a scope down there and see if I could see like a broken tooth or give me a reason to rebuild this transmission, but I don't see anything. We don't have any problems or noises out of it anyways, from what I can tell. Pretty good at making messes with when it comes to pouring oil and whatnot. I believe she calls for 3 gallons of this stuff. I don't think this thing has a dipstick is the problem, so I'm not sure when to stop. Oh, we filled her up to the brim. So apparently the 3-point actually utilizes the gear oil, because now it's working just fine. Heck yes, boy. Now she sinks back down. Oh. I just smoked my knee on that fender. Woo! Turn the idle up a little bit. Love to see it, love to see it. So now all I think is left for this machine is some new rear tires and a new seat. I need to wire up some new headlights. We've already picked out the ones we're using. And I tried my best to trace back wires to the original light switch, but it's just not working. I think they're completely gone. While I'm waiting on the new tires to come in and the seat to come in, we're gonna go ahead and wire up a switch and hook up our new LED lights. Here's our relay. We're gonna make up the switch wire for the relay itself. It may not be the cleanest, but I'm actually gonna put the switch right here instead of taking the old light switch out. Crazy thing just happened while I was messing around underneath this dash. I came across a couple wires that had a fuse, which is these two right here. Went to check the inline fuse and it just fell apart, so I just went ahead and wired them together. Traced the wires a couple different directions underneath this dash here. That wire goes underneath the fuel tank and the battery, comes out in this loom here, and I was able to find it dangling right here. So I go ahead and flip the original light switch, take my voltmeter. Sure enough, that is our original light wire. So I kind of did that for no reason, but now we have an auxiliary switch. We can wire up whatever we want to this switch now. Now all we have to do is install our lights, wire them up, ground them down, and we will have lights from the factory switch. Ladies and gentlemen, we have lights. Broad daylight, and when I turn them on, you can see them hit that bush over there. I strained my back pretty good at work this morning. The tire shop filled these up and they're a whole lot heavier than I remember them. So bear with me. Got some new Super Swampers on her, and I think they sent us the wrong seat because that paint does not match. I'm not hunched over to be funny, my back is killing me. But it fits the part. I kind of feel like an old man with this tractor. I'm an old soul in a young body. This tractor, I plan on saving the family farm and building a family. My plan for 2024 is to farm 300 acres. And once I pay off the tractor, I'm gonna build a house. I'm gonna have 3 dogs, a wife, and 2 cats. Once my cattle business takes off, I'm gonna start a side business breeding guinea pigs and selling them for $10 a piece. Y'all ain't gonna hold me up, I got work to do.
At the end of the day, he was proud of that tractor he'd put all that hard work into. I mean, who wouldn't be? No one ever told the boy that driving your tractor around the yard in circles and circles all day is not considered farming. He tried his best to get along with the local neighbors. I said he tried his best. He did end up farming 300 acres. The local cattle farmer was more than enthusiastic to let him come onto his property and scoop up cow crap all day long. He did end up with a wife and 3 dogs, but he's still waiting on the 2 cats to come around. Thanks for watching, folks. I think that's about it for this one. I'll see you on the next one.